Hi, welcome to the Lions channel. I'm Chefa Layo. Do you know it is so easy to make your own Nigerian Masa at home? If you remember eating this as a child, all those Friday Juma something, then let's make this recipe together. So for this recipe, we are going to be using corn, either the powdered corn or just dried corn. So this is white powdered corn, and this is the other one is this is what I have at home, and the other one is just normal dry corn that we used to make ogi, but you're using the white, not the yellow. So if you're using this dried one, you're going to soak this corn for 2-3 days so that your blender can blend it. You'll blend it like a paste. So it should be thick like semo paste. But I do not have 2 days because I'm really craving masa and I want to get it satisfied and done with. So I'm using this cornmeal. This is 100% blended corn, white corn, and this is what I'm going to be using for my recipe, and it will be ready in a jiffy. So I am not doing soaking. If you're soaking, soak for 2 days and then continue the process, like just blend and continue. So I'm using sugar, I'm using salt, and I'm using baking powder for this recipe. I'll also be using I'll also be using my onions make it taste much better, savory sweetness kind of. So use just a medium-sized onions and you just blend that with water, and that's just it. So this for this corn, we just go right into it and set the other one aside, since this is what you're going to use, and just add in your sugar, your salt, and baking powder. Original recipe calls for corn, but we're not going to use corn here because I don't really have corn. So I'm going to use baking powder. You can use baking soda instead too. So you just whisk that together so that your dry ingredients are well incorporated. Then I will blend my onions. Blend your onions with just little water to make a smooth puree paste. And you don't want you don't want chopped onions falling over your frying. So afterwards, I'm going to add my blended onions. I just blend it with just little water, and that's just it. After blending, you add in warm water. So for this recipe, I'm using warm water because we want to, the powder has to be activated. So you're adding warm water to activate the powder ingredient of this recipe, and just mix that together. Right now it looks watery, don't worry, trust the process, it gets better, it looks better. So just mix that together until everything is comparated, and then you cover it up and allow this to sit for 15 to 20 minutes. Yes, just 15 to 20 minutes for it to swell, and the batter becomes the consistency that we need. So leave that for 15 to 20 minutes and come back to it. So this is 20 minutes later, and this is what the paste looks like. It's already swollen. It looks like a half cooked semo. So if you're using the soaking method for the corn, by the time you blend and add the ingredient, this is what it's supposed to look like after blending. Do not make it too watery than this. It has to be this consistency after blending. Either you soaked it or use powdered. So now you are ready for the next stage of frying. So you can either use your hand to scoop it, it's scoopable, or you use spoon to scoop it and you just fry. Like from this stage, you're good to go, and your masa is just 5% left to be served. So I just added some onions into the hot oil for it to, for more aroma, to make the oil aromatic. And then I'm scooping each batter of the masa into the hot oil and just allow that to fry. If you want it super crunchy, allow it to fry more. And if you don't want it, you want it crunchy outside and soft inside, do not let it stay too long on the stove. So just allow that to fry for 2 minutes on the side, and then flip it over. Or since it is actually I'm using a lot of oil, so I do not really need to flip it over. It fries on both sides. But if you're using less oil, feel free to flip it over like you're making akara, and your mustard is ready. So if you want it super brown, that was it, looking super crunchy. And if you don't want it super crunchy, you can actually still fry it lightly like this, just this exact golden shape, and your masa is ready. And you keep doing that until you finish all your butter. Yes, just keep doing that until you finish all your butter. So as soon as your butter is all done, sprinkle some sugar on it, because that is the traditional way. So I'm pouring them into a lined paper towels to absorb the extra oil that might still be on the body of the masa. So just sprinkle some sugar on it for the traditional way that it looks like. It is totally optional because it's already sweet, but that's why they sell it for us every Friday. And just sprinkle some sugar on it, and your masa is ready, like ready. This tastes like your childhood. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this recipe, and see you in my next one.